Welcome, everyone, to episode 120 of the Gamer Word, the absolute best podcast for white gamers, their families, and absolutely nobody else. That's right, we have a target audience, and it is not the modern audience. All right, I'm joined here with Roland. My good friend Courier will be here soon enough. He was busy trying to get some Goth Girls numbers. Apparently, that stream I did the other day affected him, and now he wants to chase Goth Girls. Which I told him you were supposed to do that back in October, but apparently he's got one on the hook. Either way, how you doing,
Nice.
Roland?
I'm doing fine. Got a lot of stuff going on. Very busy. Very little sleep.
Yeah.
But...
So I gotta say, you went ahead and you made good on those threats I said, because y'all don't know. I tell y'all to make white babies. This is a threat. And Roland, you done made a white baby.
I sure did. Did. Yes.
Yeah, you
it's
just
keeping me from. Yeah, it was on Wednesday, just a few days ago.
Yeah, and
very fresh.
Yeah, very fresh. And also, as I understand it from other streams you've done, you didn't actually think you were going to be able to have kids again, did you?
At least I was very unsure about it because, as I talked about before, I had cancer 2 years ago, over 2 years at this point, almost 3. Lymphoma, which is a type of blood cancer, and then I had chemotherapy, and that does tend to make you infertile, and I was infertile for some time.
Mm-hmm.
But what can I say? I'm just too energetic.
You got
that.
You got that vril, man. Roland got that vril. Y'all
exactly.
Look, you need
that vril energy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you think a man who doesn't have vril couldn't make this?
I mean, look at a little bit of chemotherapy couldn't.
Not at all. No.
That.
No. You
so
you
yeah,
that Fallout
it worked.
Grill, Yeah, like
unlike
Bethesda games.
And here, my firstborn son is coming in.
Why, hello there, little firstborn. How you doing?
What a time to join the conversation.
Hey, Courier, you joined just in time. We got the firstborn on the line. How you doing?
He's currently just trying to wait. I'll be back in just a few seconds. I'll have to mute.
Oh no, it's all good. It's all good. While rolling mutes, how you doing there, Courier?
Oh, I'm doing.
Yep, sounds all good. Well, everybody, we're here. We got him here to discuss all the fun stuff going on. But first of all, let's look at this game, The Great Rebellion. Wonderful.
Yeah, that certainly was unplanned.
That was all good.
First, my wife is now very busy, breastfeeding the baby, so she doesn't have time to take care of him. So he just,
Nope.
Anyway, all good.
Yeah, nah, trust me, I know the feeling. I've got my youngest finally getting off of them, which is good because I've been telling him for a while now. Boy, those are on loan. They go back to daddy. Okay, you only get to borrow those. Those belong to me. All right,
exactly.
I got the, what was it, the barbells and anime milkers. It was a thing on Instagram for a while. I had this shirt that says lift heavy, get wife, impregnate, acquire milkers, or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go into the details.
That was a big deal. I've got that around there, so I'm like, boy, those belong to me. But no, that's great, and that's what we love to hear.
So there's that, and that's great, and I'm very happy, and I'm just very happy it all worked out, and I hope we're gonna have more.
Absolutely. Listen, I'm the kind of guy. I say, listen, for all our guys, when I say I want big white families, understand, I want seventh sons of seventh sons levels of big white families for our people to have. Okay, we getting prophecies done up in this house.
We gotta be like the Taliban, and by that I mean they have 84-year-old dudes who are still fighting, who have 49 grandkids and know every single one of their names.
Yeah, there we go. See, we need that. So actually, that does remind me. I've told people about this before. So I actually have a little art thing I do with my own mother, where a few years back I got her a jewelry box, and what I done is I wait till each child is at least a year old. And what I do is I do some wood burning, and I put their names of one side is all the male children that are come from her, and one side all the female children. So each of her grandkids, I burn their names into the side of the jewelry box there.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of like a little like mini like family tree. You know.
Yeah, I've not heard of that.
Very
but
base.
That's a cool
Yeah.
tradition.
So basically, it's a jewelry box on the. I got some runes on top. On the back, I have that quote from the Bible that children are as arrows in a warrior's quiver. You know, he will not want for them when the enemy is at the gate. Or I'm horribly butchering the verse, but I'm sure people are aware of it.
Nice.
Yeah, so you know, so she's. I'm not a Christian, but she is, and that fit for us both. So I put that there. So it's a whole thing I made for her, and every time I have children, which we're keeping going. Yeah, put it there. Yep. I know, guys. I know. All of you who watch the streams, you think I'm all about, you know, all the titty mods and all that, but no, we actually have wholesome times here too. And speaking of wholesome, let's talk about this game, The Great Rebellion, and let's start about. Look, it's a game. It's a game. I'll let my kids play.
It's definitely a game.
Yeah, and I'll let my kids play it. You know, unlike some other games I play, like. Let me do a new game. Now, new game, do I want affirmative action or do I want white male? Obviously, we know which one I'm going to pick, but so let's talk about this game and specifically let's start off with what kind of changes you made to get this game on the Steam, because this game is on Steam, but I have the OG version from the website, which everybody should go to great-rebellion.com and buy this game.
That's where I grabbed it.
Yeah,
that's of course the way that all the money actually ends up with us. Because Steam, of course, also takes and GOG, they both take 30%.
But Steam requires,
so that's great. So thank you.
It.
I mean, not really. We kind of did that. The thing is this: we have a bit of a history with the German authorities who basically banned our very first game, which was non-commercial, with a freeware game, Heimatdefender, the very first game I made under the moniker of Cult Games. At least I actually did make games before that. But in any case, so they banned it because of its political content. I mean, it's, you know, for an American, it's extremely tame, but Germans still thought it's too horrible. So it got on that list of youth endangering media, as they call it in Germany.
Oh,
and
that's a fun one.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, I know. And I mean, to be fair, like on that list, like even, you know, original Doom, Half-Life, Unreal Tournament, all these games got on that list back when they came out in Germany. Germany really has a history of going completely overboard with this stuff. So I almost felt honored.
Left 4 Dead 2 get on that list because of the riot cop zombie?
I'm almost certain it did. Basically I mean, it's changed a little bit by now, but up until a few years ago, basically every FPS, every game where you shot at enemies and blood came out of them, was put on that list. That's how it was. I'm Austrian, I'm not German. I mean, you know, I live in Austria. I'm an Austrian citizen, let's put it like that. And we don't have that here. So it was always kind of funny because the Germans always tended to come over the border and get the uncensored versions of the games here. So anyway, we got on that list. German authorities kind of have a hate boner for us ever since that. And so we figured maybe we could increase our chances of actually staying on Steam by removing some things that really would only be relevant to like a German audience. So the only difference between the website version and the Steam version are some boss enemies faces that allegedly, it's totally not true, but allegedly some people claim that they look like certain German politicians. That's the only difference. In the Steam version, that is not the case. It didn't really matter because in the end, our game got region locked on Steam anyway in Germany. So yeah. But that's basically the story.
Really dumb.
It's very dumb, but that's just how they how that works. And I've also mentioned that before. I do know from somebody who I'm not gonna dox, who works in a big game distribution platform, that he knows that the German authorities did contact them and told them to take that game down. And yeah,
that was on.
So
what?
I know that's the reason. I don't really want to say it because I want to. It was on, you know, our game is on Steam and on GOG, and it's probably one of those
people, one of those platforms was contacted by the German authorities.
Yes, and it would be very plausible to assume the other one got as well.
That makes sense because for those of you who don't know, who haven't been involved with any sort of political stuff or anything like that, or just all right, let me just get myself used to the controls again.
I still can't beat the second to last boss.
The fact checker.
Hold up.
It's the one in like the. I mean, it's been a while since I played, but it's the one in like the sky looking level. Like the background is the sky, and it's like a bunch of like little force fields and stuff.
Yeah. That's the first phase of the final boss, basically. Yeah, and then you defeat that one, then like the second phase starts.
I think my controller just ain't
I can't even. I think the fact checker is actually after the one I'm stuck on.
Okay, well then
all my stuff good.
Is it the one that looks like the giant like robo insect thing?
Yeah, and like the entire screen is bullets.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean it's supposed to be a difficult game. It always was.
I mean, I'm not normally a bullet hell guy, but I thoroughly enjoyed the game up to that point.
Yeah, it's always hard to get the right balance. But I think with the different like
there we go.
difficulty levels and the upgrades you can get, if you basically keep at it, you will probably eventually just have enough upgrades to power through. Yeah. So yeah, that's the whole story with the German authorities and with the but the Steam version is essentially uncensored, like everything apart from very specific references only relevant to the German audience. It's the same game.
Yeah. So, I mean, and it's got like these funny little 10G internet could be in your brain right now. Check your brain for updates as 10G allows users the ability to hand over all their bodily autonomy to Lucius Lux Corporation. Come back after your next mission for more news. Alright, Gus Fox, got stuff. Okay. So, this is, I've enjoyed this game. I've played it before. Now, you were working... Now tell me, how many people actually worked on this game?
Okay, let me think. It's a bit hard to say actually because I started the game pretty much on my own, and then a bunch of people joined over the development. Edmund, who also was already here last time, joined at a point where the game was already well in development, but he had a very huge input. He had a huge impact on it and his design ideas, and he did the writing of course for it and QA. And apart from that, Retro Rebel of course worked on it, who made the soundtrack, which is a huge component of the game.
Oh yeah, the soundtrack is banging.
Yeah, he's just he's just extremely talented, and he's also going to make the soundtrack for the sequel, which is going to have more of a I can talk about that later.
Yeah, but there is a sequel.
It was Edmund, Retro Rebel, then a bunch of other people joined and did a bit here and there, and then eventually left again. You know how it is with these projects.
So what are we talking? 50, 100?
What do you mean?
Like, let's just ballpark a number here. We saying 50? We saying 100?
What do you mean? Like how many people worked on it?
Yes.
No, never so much. Like it was maybe 5 or 6 in total.
Okay, so less than 10. So this is like a real indie thing, not like
it's not like fake indie.
It's not like
it's not like
Expedition 33.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it doesn't have the production values of Expedition 33 because we are actually indie. We are literally just a bunch of guys who wanted to make this game because we wanted to, basically.
Yeah.
And we had hardly any budget. We did have, thankfully, a guy who believed in the project and invested some in it, but we can hardly speak from, it's nothing compared to it's nothing compared to.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Like even what the thing is, of course, that what is indie has changed quite a bit, or what people perceive as indie has changed quite a bit over the last years. Indie used to be like one guy in his bedroom, or maybe two guys, or something like that. Like the guys who made Hotline Miami, these two like nerdy dudes who just like are slightly autistic and just make games in their free time. And nowadays it's of course actually like big teams and budget and all of that stuff, and it's not really comparable anymore, which also of course shapes the perception of what people consider indie. They actually expect things that are much closer to what AAA games look like these days.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this thing I found here, Flurk, who says, "Hello, operator. I've been studying the strategies of the so-called communists today by reading their Communist Manifesto. My extensive research of the cyberverse has found that it seems to consist of only one singular doctrine in practice. They click on the three dots and select the report button."
Which is funny considering what
that's pretty funny.
Happened.
So I mean, let's get on to that.
Obviously, the Stone Toss references, because Stone Toss allowed us to basically put his IP into the game.
Yeah, and it's always cool when you got guys who are willing to do that, because I know like some guys either don't want to get involved with anybody else, or I know one in particular. There was a guy who did comics named Gingerzilla, who unfortunately he had to back off entirely from that kind of stuff just because of pressure when he got doxxed, pressure that was put on his family.
Oh, okay.
Which is very, very unfortunate, but it is what it is. Which I mean, I say it is what it is, but let's be fair. Like the fact that, like, oh, you made this kind of thing. Like there are people who would want to see you like lose your jobs, or or your children, because you've gone ahead. You've made like this game right here. This right here, there are people who would be like, "Oh, you should lose your family because you made this game."
Oh, absolutely. I had people like when I had cancer, and I did at one point post a picture of when I was like not having any hair because I was going through chemotherapy and generally looked like probably less than stellar. And I totally had people who were like, "Yeah, I hope the cancer comes back and you die," and you know. Basically, you look like fucking Gollum, they do that shit. I look like
Gollum, dude. I have cancer.
Yeah, but it's okay if it's like a right winger, or if it's like an evil Nazi or whatever. Then you can do all these things, and you're still like.
And that's the thing is, right winger or neo-Nazi.
Whatever. These are. I mean, I'm not even gonna complain about these things because we all know how this shit works.
Is what they are.
Point.
Like, so.
Like these are just like total like scum and whatnot, and I have become very good at filtering this stuff out and really just not
because I'll tell you right now, I used to be like a total libtard back in the day, and I'm gonna tell you, the whole tactic, like they have like entire message boards where their whole thing is like, how do we get the evil right wing stuff taken down? Like they do entire like brigading attempts to let's go bully that. Literally, it's the equivalent. Let's go bully this person until they get off the internet or something. And also, like,
it works.
Or like let's mass report these videos, that kind of thing. That kind of. But
they're very. They're very. You could say goal oriented. They are
this
is the political enemy.
Yes.
This is the political enemy, and we're gonna just use whatever we can to destroy them. And I don't wanna. It's effective.
Let's go ahead.
Let's be honest here.
It is effective, but also that reminds me, terrible story that I just thought up because when I thought of, I was reminded of because of this. As remember seeing a while ago, some people try to take it off, but I was able to find a copy of it where there was somebody who was in the Reddit, the Against Hate subreddit, and they would do, and this person, of course, through that subreddit, quote unquote, discovered their trans identity. It wasn't groomed, they discovered it, quote unquote. And in the process of this, in the process of that, they would go over, they would find ways to figure out like, okay, when are the mods of this particular site or this particular subreddit not working, so we can spam it full of hateful stuff to get it knocked down. Like literally, we're going to post illegal crap to get your subreddit shut down. And then Well, they noticed that after a while, when there were ones that they just couldn't do it, they would. They said at one point somebody said, "Listen, we're going to take these ones down. If you know, you know." And the "if you know, you know" was they had like tons of CSAM that they just spammed into the subreddit when they knew the mods weren't there. To
Gee, I wonder where they would get that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it shouldn't be very hard for them, though.
Yeah, and it's like,
Yeah,
okay,
man.
and then that was taken down, and it worked. And when the guy said, "Hey, what like literally, what the hell? You know, why are we doing this? This is like, I'm down for taking them down for, you know, quote unquote legitimate reasons in that way, but this is literally you spamming literal illegal child abuse materials to do this. What is wrong here?" And they were just completely ostracized and kicked out and all that stuff. And this is somebody who said, "I went into chats with people and made them think I was their friend so I could, you know, get information and screw them over, basically." And the other thing, I had to apologize to all these people like that because of that. And that's the way people act. They are mentally unwell, and they do actually wish the worst on you because they think that you're like literally the devil, basically.
No, you're like the personification of evil, and everything, absolutely everything that is done to you is justified. I know that's how they work.
They will play, they'll insist on like what is it? Like moral ambiguity in everything they do. They will also demand that you be understood as the devil, the literal personification of evil.
Yeah.
It's completely.
And they of course
unhinged.
also they are completely unhinged, and they have a lot of energy focused on that stuff. Like they do that all the time. Like they are hyper fixated. Like I don't think these people. I mean, I don't know what they do in their free time, but they spend a lot.
That
of time
is what they do in their free time, because I'm sure most of them don't have jobs and such. They definitely don't have kids to take care of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's at some point I've just you accept, like, not in the sense that you give up or something, but you accept that this is the state of things and this is what you have to work with, and you
you don't let them engage in what's for those who don't know, there's a term called the heckler's veto, and what that is I believe that was actually established in Germany, if I'm not mistaken, during the 20s and 30s, where what would happen is people would say, "I don't want to let these guys have their event or have their speech, so what I will do is I will go in, I will be violent and cause problems, forcing the police to come in and shut it down, because otherwise it won't get shut down." You know, that's referred to as a heckler's veto, where somebody who where what it is I don't agree with you, therefore I will just cause violence until you have to shut down. Oh, and it's similar to what's happened here with so Nintendo.
Yeah,
we're gonna get this on.
Yeah,
we're gonna get this game on Switch.
Like the heckler's veto, it kind of sounds like you know, something more direct. You know, like it's like a modern equivalent to, I don't know, poisoning a well or introducing sawdust into a bakery's ingredients.
Yeah, stuff like that. Where I can't defeat you, quote unquote, defeat you with the quote unquote marketplace of free ideas or anything like that. I can't defeat you through legitimate means, so I will just literally do everything I can to make it so that other people have to shut you down for me.
Yeah. I mean, that's they have like their playbook, and that's just how it works. Yeah.
And it's a playbook, and that playbook is, unfortunately, the reason that's allowed is because it is backed up by some institutions, like we were talking about with the Germans.
Oh yeah, it is definitely backed up by a lot of institutions. Like the whole thing has been institutionalized, so to say, and that's
yes. And speaking of which, you were going to get this on Nintendo, your Nintendo Switch.
Yes. So the thing was this, like,
tell me what that entails. Tell me what that entails, getting a game onto Nintendo.
Right. So we saw that the Great Rebellion was successful. We saw that people liked it for, you know, not only like political reasons, but they did acknowledge it was a good game, and we actually were kind of positively surprised by the reactions of people that were like, I just like your game, you know, I don't even care so much for the politics or whatever, I just think it's a nice roguelike, I like platformers, you know, whatever. So so we saw like, maybe we can just try to, because in the beginning we did have this mindset, we're gonna get like we're gonna get canceled everywhere anyway, so let's see if we even can keep on Steam. And then we were kind of encouraged by that success and thought like, well, what if we maybe could try to get it on consoles? Like that's what a normal indie developer would do, because it's a perfect kind of game for the Nintendo Switch. Yeah, so we applied for a Nintendo Developer ID. We sent them a link to the Steam page of the Great Rebellion, so they knew from day one what kind of game it was and what the themes of the games were. But we sent it to them because we wanted to show them that we get good reviews, because that they don't just take any game, like you have to show some kind of proof of quality or so. So we sent them the Steam page with the reviews. And it was approved, and
we got. Are you sure I don't take anything? Because I think they take some stuff.
Maybe their quality criteria have actually also changed over time. But I do know.
Let me pull up the Nintendo store while you talk.
Yeah, I mean there are very interesting things on the Nintendo store, and I do think that maybe they have adjusted their policies there a little bit. Yeah.
Nintendo eShop. This is where we would purchase Nintendo Switch games. Let's go games. Nintendo Switch. So let's just look at search for games on Nintendo Switch. What have we got? We got okay, where's the search function for these games? Let's see. I'm trying to find search function for these games. We have feature games. Okay, let's just put in this word that means completely. Okay, no, see all results, please. All right, so I'm only seeing the one game. All right, because I know that you were showing people earlier that they had stuff like hentai gallery and stuff like that.
Yeah, they do have that stuff, but it might be only in the Japanese store, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't know.
That might be a thing. Let me
But there is like Hentai Gallery Sweet Dreams. That is, I just found that in the German.
Send me the link for that.
Yeah, I mean that is.
Send him the link so he can avoid it.
Yeah, send me the link so everybody can avoid it. Go ahead now.
Exactly. Where is the chat? Here we go. I mean, for instance, this here. Or I mean, I'm just getting all the results for the German Steam
so
store,
Nintendo.com. Okay, so we have that. Cool. So switch in. Let's do.
I mean, there's like a million of those hentai gallery, cute girls.
Okay, so this is the German store. We have hot and hentai, hentai academy, and all that. Let me see. How do I swap this to the English store?
I mean, there is wait, Nintendo here. Wait, I think I found something in English. Here we go. Yeah, that's the US store.
Yeah, here we go.
I posted a link in the.
All right, I will pull it up right now.
I mean, I'm not even sure what those games are about. It's
okay,
just AI
so this
slop.
is partial.
Like with this,
it looks like these are AI because I've seen enough AI stuff. So partial nudity. Let me see.
It's like it's not actual porn, but it's like these overly sexualized.
It's soft porn.
It's basically soft porn, yeah.
It's
like it has.
What is the game?
It's what the Japanese call ecchi, I think.
Yeah. So intuitive.
I'm not even sure, like what.
Like I'm guessing this might be like a examine picture. I'm guessing maybe it's a like a I don't know jigsaw puzzle.
First feature go to the feature list. First feature: convenient one-handed play.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, right. Thanks, Nintendo. Man, I'm so glad there's such a.
You got hentai girls, hentai shop simulator. Yeah. So romantic charm.
It's kind of weird because
session. What is hentai session? A hentai puzzle double X. Okay, so not triplet. What is hentai session? Okay, now this is look at all this stuff we've got here, which is just Okay, it's
yeah.
Picks of
Now
the
we're
Asian
getting the
Girls.
good stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a puzzle experience. Puzzle. You know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
This is
all
like
this.
literally the
puzzles.
porn slop that clogs up Steam with the fucking it's just slide puzzles with like softcore
Yes.
porn in them.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I got those one. I
So
got ones on something that's like the it's like a snake. What's that game where you have to move it across and connect lines to try and reveal the picture without touching the things that explode?
yeah, I know what you mean. I don't
Yeah, but yeah,
I don't
all
remember
of
the
these
name,
things
but
now we have all of these things. Oh, cyber hentai photo collection, bikini, secret garden, some hentai, all the hentai parties, all the hentai photos, and load more results. Okay, how many actual results do we have? It says games with DLC 53. So there are 53 of these, and they are available to be gotten. All right.
and
Oh,
it's very
muscular
important.
guides even. Muscular
Oh
guides.
wow.
If yeah, there you
Okay.
go. There we go. You know what? It's for. Oh yeah, look, it's a hunt that puzzle. It's a jigsaw puzzle. Listen, you want to look at muscular anime dudes? Yep, you got that. You got that. Now this is all okay.
Yeah, it has to be
This
then kept in mind also when it comes to the the reason a Nintendo gave
yeah.
for what
So
they did.
so
basically.
going back to what's required. So you contact Nintendo, say I have a game.
Yeah,
You suggest it, you send it to them, and then they say whether or not they're willing to let you put this game onto the Switch.
exactly.
Now, what happens
you get
after?
you get a developer account, and you
And
get
that's for
access
free,
to
right?
their. I mean, you just get that's for free. You just get that, and then you get access to all of their. I probably I don't know. I have to be a bit careful with how much
Well,
I
so
can legally say so, but they you get access to their developer tools and everything,
all right, and they
and
give this all to you for free.
all the documentation that is for free, but the dev kits are not for free. You have to buy dev kits. You cannot just develop it on a regular PC. You need to have their dev kit hardware, and that is not free. You have to buy it.
So you have to purchase the hardware. So first they have to approve you.
They have to approve us as a developer. Then you have to buy the hardware.
And the
then
hardware
you have
was
to,
okay. Was the hardware more than $500?
Yes, it was.
Was it more than
$1,000? It was about $1,000 because we only bought 2 dev kits. And that meant only 2 people could work on the game.
Oh, so for each individual person working on it, you have to buy your own dev kit.
Yes, exactly. So if
you have a company of 10 people, that's going to cost you about $10,000.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, there are different versions of the dev kits. We bought the cheap ones. There are also more expensive ones with more features. So if you want to have the advanced ones, and you have to buy, like, let's say 10, because 10 people are working on the game.
So
yes,
they nickel and dime you for even having all the features for kits to put games on their system. I mean, listen.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it traditionally always has been.
Their CFO being named Bowser was a perfect decision.
That's
a Bowser and Wario move right there, you know.
Yeah.
Bowser and Wario have taken over Nintendo ever since the what's his name died.
Yeah, I also forgot the
Satoru
name.
Iwata.
Yeah, Satoru. Yeah. Ever since he died, Bowser and Wario have taken over. We have I'm calling it now.
Well, I mean, the guy from Nintendo America literally was called Doug.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's I think that's them trying to do the whole. We're gonna put it in your face so you'll just laugh at it, but it's actually true. No, guys, I'm telling you, Bowser and Wario are now taking over Nintendo. Okay, so you bought 2 dev kits, costing about $2,000.
I mean, approximately. I don't want to say the exact price, but it's that ballpark.
Ballpark is fine. Yeah. So you did that, and then it took you about how long to format it to work on the Switch?
Yeah, so as I said, it was just only 2 people could work on it on our team, which was me and our like basically other main programmer. And that of course meant that we could not work on anything else in the meantime, or hardly worked on anything else. Like we were mostly busy with that. And porting the game to Switch was not a trivial thing because I mean, we never developed it with that in mind. We did not think about porting it to the Switch when we developed the original game. And it's not easy to port a game that has absolutely not been developed with that in mind. Especially the procedural generation of the level was basically not feasible to work on under the memory limitations that the Switch had. So we had to completely rework all that stuff, and it was a lot of work. So in total, I think we worked on this whole thing approximately half a year.
And so half a year, and ballpark of 2K to get it to be able to work
and of course
on the Switch.
That means you know my living costs for half a year, plus I also paid the other programmer something. Yeah, that's.
Wait, you pay people stuff? I pay Courier and exposure.
Well,
so true.
The truth is that you know, I mean, I pay when I can. You know, it's not like we earn enough to have like a steady income where you can just like actually employ like a bunch of people. But when we have money, I'm not actually hoarding it all for myself. I am, you know, trying not to exploit people as much as possible and give them money for their work. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
you know,
that's
I mean,
very
obviously
nice
everybody's mostly doing it out of passion and for
you
know, because they believe in the project. But yeah, basically.
See, I exploit the hell out of Courier, at least until he starts making white babies. Then I'll stop exploiting him. You know, because you got a bunch. I've got like 6 or 7 myself. You know, so yep.
Look, man, I'm trying, but the everything market here is rough.
The everything market, yeah. The goth girl market.
Yeah.
Well, the women market, the job market, it's all like. Ugh.
Yeah, yeah. It's the times are shit.
But either way, we go ahead. So you actually pay people, and so you did all that. That was worth it.
Nobody gets like anything that is close to like an actual, you know, industry standard wage here.
Well, of course
but
not.
still, it's money. You know, it's
yes.
Yeah. So we are spending money on it. We are spending more, but the most important thing is actually the time, because all of that time that we spent could have been spent on another project, which could be considerably closer to release now.
So, okay, you spent a half a year and close to 2K, so money and time. More money and time than most people even have these days to spend on something like this. And you were approved. You were approved, and it actually did get released for a few days, I think almost a week, in fact, in Japan.
Yes, we were approved. We did hand in the Switch version, the adopted version. One thing I want to add: when we did our initial application, I didn't even mention that the game has social. I don't know how I phrased it. I mentioned something about the game's political themes or so, and I said like we will adopt it to fit to Nintendo's guidelines. I said something along those lines, even in the very beginning, from day one when we applied.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Nobody ever said anything about that. It was fine. So we handed in that adapted version, which was actually toned down, which actually still had, of course, the themes about, you know, like the dystopian corporation that controls everybody's lives, etc., etc.
Oh, you mean Cyberpunk?
Yeah, it says
like
Cyberpunk
2077.
Yeah, like every Cyberpunk game ever, basically. Yeah.
How about every like liberal game ever? Like you know, even though they tried with things like the Saints Row reboot, it didn't go well. But the idea of there's a corporation controlling everything, yes, that's called late stage capitalism. Everybody hates it. We all discuss it.
Yeah.
What's that? Politicians and the media are involved with this? Say it isn't so. Who would ever come up with that idea? Yeah,
gosh, hecky.
So none of the themes are out of this world or anything like that, you know.
Yeah, the game that remained. Sure, the only thing maybe that I don't know could be considered problematic is the fact that it, of course, still had an overall positive view of Europe and European history and tradition. And
that's what it's got to be right there. You what's that? This doesn't explicitly name white people as a scourge of humanity. It needs to be wiped off the face of the earth. Problematic. Get rid of it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you still obviously were trying to get Europe out of the clutches of this corporation, and there was still like the positive references to these European figures of myth and history.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I mean, still,
Ragnar
at least
Lothbrok and King Arthur.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, if that is ban worthy already, I mean, I don't know.
That's a little insane. I mean, you got anime titties.
It's highly problematic.
You got AI. You don't even have like actual anime titties. By an artist, you have AI anime titties. It's somebody made on Chat GPT or something.
Right. That is totally fine, but I don't know.
That's fine.
References to King Arthur, that's I don't know, problematic apparently. King Arthur is not
listen, unless it's King Arthur was cucked by Lancelot, who happens to be black, it's a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, unless the King of England is a gay black man in a wheelchair, we're gonna have issues.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't stick to those rules.
Yeah.
Those rules.
Well,
what then happened was, but what then happened was that we handed in after a few months the working Switch version, that the final Switch version, and then it goes through. There is a relatively involved again, like I can't go too much into the details, but the whole process is very involved, much more involved than something like Steam or so. Like everything is reviewed there, and everything has to be approved, and every small change you make. Be handed in, and you have to wait a few days until you get a response and so on. And we went through all of that, and it was fine. That was about a bit over a month before the scheduled release. And the thing is, if you get on Nintendo as a small indie dev, like that's kind of a big deal. I mean, some people were like, "Oh, you toned down the game, you self-censored, you get what you deserve." But it's like, I mean, it's hard enough to survive as an indie, and I'm gonna jump on the opportunity to publish on.
I mean, listen,
Switch.
okay, it's obviously it's all part of passion, but there's a big difference between like we are a passionate garage band and dude, bro, they put our shit on MTV.
Yeah, I mean, it would have allowed us to comfortably work
Courier,
on other games.
I know you don't get that reference because you're like a Zoomer.
Right, that was the thing back in the day. Yeah. MTV actually played music. I don't know. It's probably a little known fact, but that happened at one point in history.
And I'm just messing with Courier because he's like 27 now.
So okay. Well, I guess
look, man, you gotta stop telling people that I'm 56.
But no,
right. So.
But yeah, it's a big deal if your indie stuff gets. It's already big enough when it gets on Steam, obviously, and it gets as well as it does. But if it gets on like an actual big console like Nintendo, I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, it would have been probably some potential, very significant additional revenue, and also, it's kind of cool.
People want their kids to play
Nintendo consoles, and I don't know. My kid could actually say that he's working for Nintendo, that his dad is working for Nintendo.
Yeah,
not his uncle, but his dad.
Also, so I know a lot of. I know a lot of people who, what they'll do is they have a Nintendo Switch for whatever reason, and what they do is like me, I have Steam obviously, but I have games that I don't want the kids to play. So what I do is I install those on a separate hard drive that I plug in when I play, and they don't have access to it. But say like you have like a Steam Deck or something, or a Nintendo Switch, and you want your kids to, we're going on an 8-hour ride over to halfway across the country to see Gordon or something. You want them to be able to enjoy themselves. That would be a great thing to put it on. But so Nintendo, so it was released in Japan for like what?
Yeah, right. So I mean, the chronological, the chronology of it all was like this: that we were about to release the game, and then we got a message from Nintendo of America 2 days before the planned release, and a message from Nintendo of Europe 1 day before release. And again, this was after everything seemed like it's fine. And
so 6 months. And they told us of work, 2K, and everything was all good and ready to go. The store page was up.
Yeah, it has been up for 2 weeks already. People were wishlisting the game. We already got wishlisted.
Yeah, so it was being wishlisted. So it's all there. It's all approved. We're just releasing on this Friday because that's when we like to release things. And then all of a sudden, last second, we
get the message, and it said, yes, exactly. It said, we have decided not to publish your game because we believe it contains content that could be damaging to to their brand or reputation. That was the justification that was given. That was all we ever learned, because we did ask what is that content, but we didn't get a response.
Yeah, so they said, hey, it's the whole reputational risk that payment processors use to try and shut down everything that we talked about on our show before, where the whole thing with payment processors trying to tell Steam or anywhere else what to do. It's like, no, buddy, come here. I have a card with my bank. That card is a Visa card, but it's with my bank that gets money, that gets a paycheck direct deposited from my workplace. It's my money. Shut your mouth, take your cut, and process my damn payment. Don't start telling me how I can spend my money. But that's the whole payment processing thing. But that's the same excuse that they use, is damaging to our reputation. Like, I'm sorry, guys. You guys are trying to patent summoning critters and having them fight you in game. You're trying to patent riding mounts in games. You think your reputation is any good?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry.
They have been pretty good at undermining their reputation recently.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, your reputation doesn't really. But this stuff right here, hentai girls, sweet doctor, college cross, hentai golf. Like what? Is it you more holes than ones you get on the rough thing? They go ahead, they take their clothes off. I don't know, but that's the thing. These
I'm not sure how hentai golf works with it.
Hentai Japanese goblins. Look at that.
It's hentai golf. It's not just about getting a hole in one. It's about getting a hole in that one and that one and that one and that one.
Listen, I'm trying to hit a 14-hole course. You know what I mean? But no, so that's fine for the reputation, but not this game. Okay, so they gave you that BS answer when it was all good, all at the last second, everything's fine. But then it's like, nope, problem. It's a problem, but not enough of a problem to prevent the release in Japan.
Yeah, I think it also might have just been sort of inertia. Like, it is a very big corporation, and their parts are relatively. There is like a separation between Europe and North America and Japan, and it takes a while to travel. It seems so. We have actually been on the Japanese store for approximately a week or so. It was kind of funny to see, because I already accepted, okay, we got kicked everywhere, whatever. And then suddenly I saw Let's Plays on YouTube of the game on Switch. And I was like, wait, what? Huh? And then I looked, it's still up on the Japanese store. So we thought maybe we can stay up on the Japanese store, but no. They also removed us like a week later.
Now,
so it just took a bit longer.
Roland, do you know what the word hentai means?
I don't actually know the exact translation. I just know it's basically porn comics, but Chinese porn comics.
Japanese. So here's the deal. So it refers to a genre of Japanese manga and anime characterized by overly sexualized characters and sexually explicit images and photos. That's the general term that hentai is used for colloquially, is Japanese porn cartoons. Now, the actual original term was back in like the 1990s. It literally translated into abnormal or perverted. So hentai specifically was, this is a hentai manga. What's a manga? It's a visual novel. It's a cartoon. What's a hentai manga?
Well, it's a
pervert
Japanese
manga.
comic. Yeah,
it's a pervert comic is what it is. Manga is a Japanese comic. A hentai manga is a pervert comic. It's a comic.
So hentai gallery. Hentai gallery secret beauties actually means perverted and abnormal.
Literal translation is what it is. Okay, it's pervert. That's what it is. Right. So that's not damaging. So literally on your kid, known for being kid friendly thing. Now,
this is so bizarre for me, because I grew up
they do
with
have
this
cyberpunk
image
and such, so they do have mature rated games, and I see that. But things that are literally let us oogle at girls, but it's not porn, is okay.
It's so weird, because I grew up with this image of Nintendo being like this extremely concerned company.
Yes, and it was back when
family-friendly image, and it was. I do remember, like, also I didn't see it as such a big issue to kind of self-censor from Nintendo, because I know that's what Nintendo always has been. You had like the bloodless Mortal Kombat version, the green blood in Doom or whatever. Like, okay, that's Nintendo. It has to be squeaky clean and family friendly. Or I don't know. That was the image I still had in my head. Apparently, they have done some changes in that regard. Yeah. Right, so that's what happened, and that was, of course, very bad, because we spent all those resources. We decided not to work on other things instead, and now we just stood there empty-handed, and it was like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, like, okay, all that work time, all that work done. I mean, it's like, it's not like, you did that, and, well, at least you made it, and that's a thing. Like, no. It already existed. This was specifically to be put on the Nintendo platform.
Yes, and I can't put it on another one. It's made for the Nintendo platform. Like, that
2K and that 6 months was just specific for Nintendo. For them to the last second, and I do suspect you are correct that I don't know if the German government specifically, but I do absolutely suspect that it was somebody who last second decided to do that, because this is a common tactic that they use. Oh man, I almost beat that boss too. That's what happened when I tried to talk and play at the same time. But so a common tactic of like these leftoids and such is that they will wait until the most inopportune time. And one of the most inopportune times is, in fact, right when something's about to release, hey, get it shut down as soon as you can. Like, don't shut it down early, because the idea, it is a tactic that they have of how to fight the fascists, quote unquote, is find when they are, make them spend as many resources as possible, or it's like the equivalent of trolling, like make them spend as much resources as possible, and then right at the end get it shut down. So not only have you shut down the project, you've wasted as much of their time and resources as possible. And this is because they view this as what it is a cultural war, is an ideological war. And so culture is reflected through its art. All right. And have you ever heard the term Homo ludens?
Yes, I do know. We learned about that actually at university at a game design course.
Oh, very nice. My first reference to it, or exposure to it, was when I was playing Death Stranding, the first one, and that's referenced in there. And as Homo ludens, like meaning those who play, and the idea that games help reinforce and reference culture, just the same way that art does. Just to very, very heavily paraphrase it, and so we don't have a whole college thesis here about it.
No, I mean that's actually interesting. I talked about that like internally with the guys from our team. I had this talk. Okay, quick story time. So I went to a university in Vienna, and I did go to a game design course there. And there was a professor there whom I actually very admired back then. He was also like into game design. He was very liberal, of course, but he was a smart guy, and he held a game design course, and I went there, and this was actually kind of the first time when I really understood how important and how serious they take this stuff, and how important it is for people like him, because they basically drove home the point, games shape culture, they shape how people perceive reality. Learning, people learn through games. Like it's extremely it shapes you, the games you play, and you can see it if you have children and they grow up and they play games. Like you can observe how they learn through playing, and people don't stop doing that when they're kids. They do it through their entire lives, either through games or play like behavior. Like we all do it all the time. And it's so that kind of opened my eyes actually for how important that is. And of course that was from a leftist perspective. Little did they know that I would just take that and then do it from the other side later in my life. Which is why said professor, actually, I just looked him up on Twitter like some time ago, and he blocked me actually. So yeah, I guess I didn't turn out how he imagined I would. I did get a best mark on that game design course though.
Yep.
But anyway, so that's kind of interesting. Like, and they take this very serious, and they took it already. That was a long time ago. That was in 2009, and back then already, like this was totally like there was like the field of game studies. There was like theoretical academic work done on how procedural rhetorics in games can be used to transport messages and so on. And this was at a time when nobody was aware of that, and nobody thought about such things outside of this discourse. But then, like 10 years later, suddenly all these games are woke. How did that happen? All the gamers were like completely surprised, and it caught them, out of left field, so to say. Yeah. So that's just a little side excursus about
yeah, but
that.
that's the thing is I was saying that they do take this very seriously as a cultural war thing, that they believe and they feel like they are actively engaging in like an information war against us, quote unquote, because we're the bad guys because we're normal and they're not, but they want to insist that they're normal and we're not.
Yeah.
So
1 second, sorry.
With all that,
normalize being normal.
Yeah, normalize being normal. Yeah, but that's the thing. So all that together, I mean, this is what they do, and so that's what they've engaged here. And what we have now is you guys spent that money and that time making this game. And it's a fun game. I mean, I'm sucking right now because it's been a while since I played, and well, I mean, I'm just stuck in general, but also the yeah, it's a fun game. I've beaten it twice before. And yeah, you just do this. You just have fun, play a little procedurally generated bullet hell, fight some bosses. It has some references, but the references aren't like extreme. There's no nobody's throwing any Bellamy salutes or anything like that. Nobody.
No, it's yeah. I mean,
it's because for those you don't know, you guys live in where do you live? You're an Austrian citizen. You said yes.
I'm an Austrian citizen, and yes, we have extremely strict hate speech laws and extremely strict.
So like anybody who's seen any of our other episodes that me and Courier have, this man could go to jail just for being on some of those episodes, and not immediately shutting us down. This man could go to jail for talking like we do in America. Just a casual American conversation can get you arrested in Austria, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, I have to like prefix this with, stating that I, of course, would not even want to talk like that, and I completely distance myself from,
of course,
anything that would be illegal in Austria.
Yes.
But in general, yes, like a lot of people on podcasts and such, American podcasts say things that would probably get you in jail after the first half hour. Yes.
Anybody who's like, I have that uncle who can't stop. I have that uncle who gets drunk and makes everything about politics at Thanksgiving. Your uncle would be in jail in Austria.
Yes, if anybody hears it, or if you talk to like a public, there's like, if you say certain things in public, and public is very loosely defined, it's like more than 5 people or something like that.
Yeah.
And you can even, there are cases of like people getting sentenced, not even because of what they themselves said, but purely because they were in certain chats where people posted edgy memes. Like that was enough.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
This is what gets you sentenced.
Well, my general point is that, all right, you didn't put anything crazy in here because you literally could not put anything crazy in here.
Yeah, I mean, not that I would want to, but hypothetically.
Not that you would want to, but hypothetically, you could not do so. So even if you
I
did
could not
want
do so
to,
without
you
going
couldn't
to
do
jail.
it. Yeah, so there is absolutely no reason at all for Nintendo or anybody to say this contains hate speech or anything, because it literally cannot. Because you guys do not have the same quote-unquote protections that America does.
Well, I mean, yes, it cannot contain anything that would be illegal, but which is why they resorted, like, we didn't do anything that's illegal or bannable, which is why the German authorities resorted to doing it the sneaky way. They just contacted Steam and GOG to take it down, even though there is no real like legal cause, but that's how this stuff works. Like,
that's
just like
and that's what
the back alleys of like how these communications work, and then suddenly you just get an email saying, it's bad for the brand's reputation, and that's it. That's how this works.
Yeah, it's absolutely disgusting that you guys do all this work. You make this fun game. This is a fun game. I could, if I had 2 monitors set up, I would honestly just be having my kid play it, so he'd probably be absolutely beasting through it, as opposed to me embarrassing myself by dying constantly. But so
you
guys got cut. You guys got screwed over by. I mean, let's say quite simply, Nintendo is a corporation. They can do yada yada blah. Nintendo, as an American, let me say, y'all completely screwed these guys over, and you're shitty for it. Okay, they spent all this time, all this money, and you guys couldn't.
Yeah.
And last second, you guys cut it off because some douchebag got a hold of you and said, "Oh, they're bad people. Don't put their game up."
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a dick move. I mean, it just is.
It's beyond a dick move. Like, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's total.
Things I disagree with.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's yeah. I mean, what can I say? Like,
you guys are a lot more polite over here in America. We call that a beyond a dick move.
Yeah, the thing is, we talked about that as well. Like, people are actually surprised at how little it like seems to piss us off. And please don't be mistaken, it pisses me off enormously, and it causes actual real problems for me, who has just become a father, and
yeah,
I do this stuff for a living. Like, I'm not just like doing that as a hobby. The other guys on the team do it, like, as I said, I pay what I can, but I'm the one guy on the team who actually does this for a living. So this is creating a real, very serious problem. And I just had a baby, and that's just shit. I'm also just kind of numb it already at this point in a way, because I just like, okay, we're doing this again, So it's like, I got people who were like, why are you not more angry? I am angry, but I don't know. It's hard to like.
It's hard to constantly
keep on saying
all that.
Doing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, off screen earlier when we were talking about ways that I've been screwed over by corporate America and such like that, which obviously I can't explain. I can't share here. It gets, after a while, it's like, no, I'm still rare and pissed, and the guys screwed me over. If I found out like their offices, I don't know, it turned out they hired a bunch of Indians, and one of those Indians didn't know how to work a fire extinguisher. I mean, I would just laugh my ass off at them now. But here's the thing: is, I mean, like, you just get numb after a while. You do, and you're still pissed the absolute hell off. You just don't no longer have the voice to keep screaming about it.
You don't have the energy to yell and raise hell.
Yeah, and it's also you pick.
You have a kid,
you choose
too.
where you put your energy,
Yeah, you have a kid too. I mean, like, what's more fun? What's more important? Being angry constantly about these guys doing this, or having fun because your son came in,
Yeah, exactly. So what we did was, after like an initial phase of being like extremely pissed off and obviously also very disappointed, we just thought, okay, but what are we gonna do about it now? And because we have to do something, so what we eventually decided, we were a bit in an emergency mode, and what we decided upon is, okay, we have to get something else to the point where it can create revenue as soon as possible, and we will we will rely on platforms that have proven to be more reliable, in this case Steam. I mean, they region locked us in Germany, but they didn't kick us, or GOG also, so PC basically. So it's back to PC Master Race, and we took the game that was the furthest along at Workhold, which is this dungeon crawler that we're working on, which was intended to be mobile first originally, because we had this idea that we wanted to make like the anti-slop mobile game, like the great like that. There were some good mobile games.
Let's jump to those other projects.
Yeah, and so we decided to just pivot in that with that one, as they say. Yeah, pivot is a very cool buzzword. And just make it PC first, and try to get to an early access version that we can release for early access. Beginning next year.
So
Q1
let's go. Let's go look at the things here. Now, first thing I've got here is Serena States, Last Guy. We showed this last time you guys were on.
Serena States. Yes. Serena States is actually the game we will probably release. That is the closest to release. It's a game that friends of us actually started and worked on, and then when it was already quite far in development, they we talked about it, and they said like, hey, could you help us market and publish the game? And so we did, and now they like basically joined the team, and we are working on it. Also, we are helping with a few things there and here and there, but mostly it's about publishing the game. And Serena States Last Guy. It's a very cool throwback to like Y2K aesthetics, like early, I don't know, PS2 era games. The aesthetics are inspired by stuff like System Shock, Halo, Jack and Dexter, that kind of stuff. It's an action adventure where you are in this big deserted facility. You are this the last guy. You're alone. Nobody else is there except for an AI that seems to control the whole facility, and you basically have to figure out what happened here.
Yep.
And
I can see that Steam thinks it's similar to games I've played, such as Cyberpunk 2077.
I mean, a bit. It does also. It's much more. It's less obviously bleak and dark, but it does have some like dark humor in it. But it also has this kind of like almost like whimsical, Frutiger Arrow inspired style.
Yeah.
So
and then,
it's just a love letter to. So it's got a demo. It's got a free demo.
Yeah, that
so
is something that I think this is something I find actually very important. As somebody who buys a lot of games and then either doesn't play them or see games I like and maybe I want to play in the future, is having a demo is actually very good because that lets people actually. Because a lot of times when I'll see stuff and because a lot of slop that like AAA studios put out these days, I wait and I watch a streamer or somebody or a YouTuber play it and put a video up before I buy stuff half the time.
The gaming industry is the one place where the first one is free is ethical.
Yeah. So that's the thing is, so having a demo so you can download it and try it out is actually a great thing. As a obviously as a consumer, that's one of my favorite things is I can take this game, I can play it, I can actually like, oh, that looks like it might be fun to play, but maybe the controls aren't right for me or something. I can get into it and I can actually get hands on and play with it. Like remember. Again, Courier, you're too young to remember this, but Game Pro magazines back in the day, they sent discs that you could put in like your PlayStation or something, or your Dreamcast even.
I remember demo discs.
Yeah. I remember. I'm so old. I remember when they came on actual diskettes on magazines. Like I had diskettes with demos.
The demo discs were the whole reason I got into fucking OXM, and then OXM stopped doing them.
Yeah, or the Or hey, you remember when Oregon Trail was just released as a diskette for everybody?
Okay, that one's a little before me.
Yeah, I don't remember that as well because we didn't have that here in Europe. But I know what what you're referring to.
So that's the thing is so all that together, that's very, very good. And this is coming out. We covered it before. It looks like a fun enough game. I mean, I remember when we did it before. I was having too much fun just going through and exploring and playing to actually talk properly. Yeah, but that was pretty fun. But beyond that, you also mentioned the sequel, and let's look at remember we covered also the Indiegogo campaign here with Hyper Rebellion: Blood and Circuits.
Yes, exactly. That will be the sequel to the Great Rebellion of sorts. I mean, it has kind of developed a bit into its very own thing, but it's still connected.
So is it like a actual sequel or is it like a spiritual sequel?
I mean, the storylines are connected. Like it does take place in the same universe, but it's the gameplay wise and aesthetically, it will be more of a spiritual sequel. It's gonna be a top-down, like horde shooter, kind of like Vampire Survivors inspired, but with some changes and a bit of a twist on the whole thing. Mm-hmm. That makes it play a bit more maybe like I don't know, like a very light action RPG or something. Yeah, so that's Hyper Rebellion. That's going to be the sequel.
Yeah.
To the Great Rebellion.
How did the Indiegogo campaign turn out for you, by the way?
Yeah, we did not reach our goal, and that was because we just made like kind of a bit of a beginner mistake. We did not do a proper pre-campaign promotion, which you're kind of supposed to do, but we didn't really know because it's the first. It was the first crowdfunding campaign. So you live, you learn. But in the end, we did get a sum, which we just scaled down what we intend to do, and we made do with that, and it was it's not bad. Like we got in the end, we got like I think $12,000, which is
I pledged.
Not yeah, no, thanks for that, and thanks everyone who pledged. And the game is obviously still in development. And what we are doing currently is we have been reworking the whole setting and the aesthetics of the game quite a bit, because we got we got a lot of feedback that said like, hey, this reminds me of classic Fallout and or you know, the old Diablo games, and we are very big fans of those games and of that aesthetic. So we said we want to like lean very heavily into this. We're kind of reworking the entire setting and the aesthetic of the game to be more a kind of like a decidedly European retrofuturism. You know, like when Fallout has like this Americana retrofuturism, we want to go for like a European kind of retrofuturism. You know, like art nouveau or you know, like neoclassical buildings and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So and we have also been doing quite a lot of work on upgrading the graphics. Like there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes. We can't really show much at the moment, but we hopefully will be soon.
Yep.
Where we're basically like our main programmer, our graphics programmer is rewriting the entire like lighting and you know like post-processing effects pipeline and everything that Unity has built in to look like, you know, it's gotta look pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's that game. We hope we can show something in a few months with that.
And obviously, I mean, I've got the beta coming to me, so I'll do it.
It's a little bit not on the back burner, but because of our situation, we are now mostly focusing on Dwerkhold and getting that to a point where we can actually have a playable version as soon as possible. So that's our main focus.
Let's jump to Dwerkhold right now, because you just released the Steam store.
Yes, we just published it today.
What were we saying?
I've got a question about Dwerkhold.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. While I wish list this right now, everybody else do this right now. Click this button.
It's a question that's definitely for the audience and not me. What is a diverg?
Well, it's inspired by old Nordic. It's supposed to be a dwarf. The German word for dwarf is Zwerg, and Dwerg is I don't exactly know the linguistic root, but the guy who basically came up with the name on our team, based it on old Nordic languages. So it's nice. A dwarf keep, essentially, Dwerkhold. And the whole like setting and the names of the locations and everything are very, very much like like Nordic inspired. You know, the island is called Rekest, and it's
and
it's all very old school and very classic.
It looks like old school, like hand drawn type stuff. Looks.
Yeah, like we have a very cool. We have a very talented artist who is doing all the 2D drawings, but also the 3D models. We have this also like low poly kind of retro style. It's a bit of a mixture of basically three games were like the main inspirations for that. Obviously Dungeon Master, the classic, you know, grid-based 3D dungeon crawling, and Orcs and Elves, which is a game which is maybe not so well known, but it's actually a game by id Software. It was the game they made after the original Doom RPG, which was released for mobile. And they have like a pretty cool like turn-based kind of gameplay in that game. So we took that turn-based gameplay, because most of these dungeon crawlers like Legend of Grimrock and so on, they are real-time. I always found it's like a bit clunky for the controls of this kind of game. I always thought it would fit better for a turn-based game. So yeah, we're doing that. And then the whole thing is like embedded in a slightly like Darkest Dungeon-esque kind of base building thing. Like you're reconquering like this fallen dwarven fortress under the mountain, kind of like Moria, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And you're building your base camp there and upgrading it, and you know, and then you delve into the dungeon.
Yeah. Now
there's
so
that's the basic idea.
I have a criticism for your advertising here.
Yeah,
you're missing a little something. So recently I streamed a game called The Bleakest Keep, which is just like it looks like similar kind of graphics, but it's like a Souls-like. But the reason that somebody showed it to me was because I'll just bring it up here. I'll bring it up right here.
The boobs?
It's this this hot goth chick. That's the one that you. Now
I do actually even know which game you are talking about, and I do know which hot goth chick you're talking about.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I have one. I have a picture that you've put into the Discord before. Let me see if I can just do it here. Let me.
Yeah, I know. I actually know that. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, we have a hot like very very revealingly dressed wizard like chick on our cover
really? Send that because what I'm pulling up here is
go back to the Steam page.
Steam page. Okay. Oh, do you mean the blue blue
the
here?
Called. No, the Dwarcalled Steam page.
I'm on here right now.
Steam store page. Yeah. Sorry, I probably see it a bit with a delay. So yeah, if you look at the cover artwork, that's like on the top right. That was drawn by Alexei Gobot, actually.
I see. Yes, that's a nice picture right there.
Right, we have this. There's this Russian artist Alexei Gobot who draws like these really cool.
I was thinking about this right here with the concept there for the barmaid I pulled off the Discord.
Yes, we also have the barmaid. Yes, we actually do have some attractive ladies in the game.
Yes, I mean, yes. You can see they're not skimping on the budget, guys. We know where the budget's going.
No.
You need to donate because we know where the budget's going. But yeah, so Verigold looks like you said you were originally going to release it on mobile, but you're going to focus on getting it on Steam first.
Yeah, because we're not doing any experiments at the moment, and we have also, Steam is a relatively secure platform, and we know how things work there. So that's what we're focusing on for now. Because for now we just need to release something.
Yeah, we need to put stuff out, and unfortunately, the whole Nintendo screwing you over like that really has put a kibosh in your ability.
If they would have just immediately rejected us and just said like, no, you're like evil people, we don't want you, then we would have spent those 6 months working on, I don't know, Dwarcalled or Hyper Rebellion or something.
Yeah, that's the thing is
probably put out an early access version now.
Because how many people do you have working on all these projects together? Like what, 15?
Yeah, something like that, with varying degrees of like involvement. Like some people are just occasionally in their free time, and
so a lot of people
on Dwarcalled, it's mostly 4 people.
Yeah, so this is a game project being done with 4 people, and that all that time could have been spent on that. Instead, they decided to wait until the last second for somebody to complain and then screw you over that way. But I mean, this looks like I've said before, it looks like a fun concept. I'm definitely going to play the heck out of it when it comes out. And I do remember earlier somebody did ask actually in the Discord, said, hey, is this going, I don't want to sound racist, but is this going to have like your token sassy black characters, or is it going to be like old school fantasy? And you guys responded, it's going to be old school fantasy. That's what we're going for here.
Yes, it's going to be about as diverse as, I don't know, the Lord of the Rings was originally, which is not at all,
Yeah.
So that's what we are orienting ourselves towards. And one thing I also want to add, we managed to get like for the the gigantic and extremely mainstream Dungeon Sense community, we managed to get a very talented and actually in that small niche group, relatively renowned artist on board to make the soundtrack for Dwarcalled, namely Splendorius, who he's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan of him actually. He's like the guy who basically brought me, like, it was one of the first things that I heard of the Dungeon Sense.
Right. He has a YouTube, right?
No, but maybe actually, probably, but he definitely has a Bandcamp. So,
all right, so
just
I'll have to...
Splendorius.
Yeah, I'll have to pull that up.
No, that's a different.
That was a different thing. Yeah, entirely.
I can just send you a link.
Yeah, send me a link and I'll pull it up so people can check it out. But yeah, so gonna have the hot chicks and all that.
No, we have the hot chicks. It's fine.
Absolutely.
We basically orient ourselves on like old school D&D art. Like Clyde Caldwell and Jeff Easley, and that. They also always had like the the chicks like with the revealing dresses, like the casting spells, and they had like the 80s hairstyle.
I'm trying to remember what that artist's name is.
Like a D&D artist?
Yeah,
or?
I'm trying to remember. Okay, it's okay. Let me look it up. Okay, Frazetta. Vallejo and Frazetta are the ones I'm thinking of.
Oh yeah, Frank
Yeah,
Frazetta. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
I hate that. Like, okay, I know it's on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, very Frazetta, because that's all the D&D stuff was Boris Vallejo and Frank Frazetta. Okay, like every time people are like,
so,
like all the Conans and everything, that was Frazetta right there.
Yes, the guy who drew our cover artwork and who we want to commission more artworks for the game for, is very heavily Frazetta inspired. I think it's safe to say. I don't think he will mind if I say that.
Oh yeah, well of course.
So yeah, that's totally the direction we are going into.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So I mean,
and we also like our elves, as you can see from the portraits. Our elves are like high T Chad elves with big jaws and so on. Like we don't have no twink elves or something.
There's no twink jaw there. That is a guy that is an elf ranger who will take a shot on the chin and then shoot you in the face with a longbow.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, this is all great. I like it. So yeah, so you're working on these projects now. Now, where can people go to support you?
Well, very specifically, they can wishlist those games on Steam. That is something that definitely.
I've already done it right here. All of you do it right now. Go do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check the chats. Y'all better be confirming you're doing it.
It costs nothing. It's actually free, so you can help us a lot with just wishlisting the game. And if you want to help us for now more, then you can buy The Great Rebellion on Steam. It's actually currently 70% off on sale. It's as cheap as it has never been before. So now is the best time to get the game if you haven't done so yet. And we also have a Patreon where you can exclusively where you can get exclusive insights into the development of the games that we're working on.
That's a good idea. Actually,
art and all that stuff.
All right. Speaking of which, let me go ahead and I'm going. Oh yeah, so you see right here for your Patreon, we've got the first track for Dvergold by Splendorius.
I mean, you can play it if you want to.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if that's it's just a few seconds.
Yeah, let me do window. Okay, I got this. Should be doing the thing I wanted to do. Sure. Nope, it's not doing it, but it will shortly. That's correct, right? Let me just make sure it's open. It is. Good. All right, now let's play this. Yeah. This is I'm enjoying this right here. Yep, so there's a few seconds with that. I mean, obviously you can join for free, unlock stuff, so that's all good. So
yeah.
And so we really want to You should all do the true cult gamer option right here, $43.50 a month. All of you should do it. Every one of you should do it. Absolutely.
I mean, you do get quite a lot. Like we do very regularly post exclusive stuff. Like maybe you can scroll through the whole Patreon so people can see a bit.
Let me see. We got the membership of. Yeah, let me. Where's the button? There it is. So going through the whole Patreon right here, you've got. Yeah, I need a weapon. So the various weapon models here. Got under pressure. See more. Let it pressure.
So you get like gameplay videos, concept art.
Yeah, you guys are
music, whatever, like everything.
Guys, clearly you guys are like showing stuff as it pops up. There's no like, oh, we're just gonna hold it all and then whatever, that kind of deal.
No,
like,
I mean on our like. Yeah, this is for Hyper Rebellion. We're working on our own version of like the cool power armor from Fallout or the Space Marine power armor. So we thought we also have to have cool power armor, and we're gonna have like our own take on that whole thing.
Got a kid here who wants one. Here you go. Just one for you. Or do you
I just hope it's Stompy.
It's definitely gonna be Stompy. You can stomp on things for sure.
Good. Yeah,
Because
so
that was the thing that floored me with the Fallout 4 power armor, is that it felt heavy and stompy.
yeah, that's always fun. Yeah, so you guys are actively sharing. Like, here's a bigger version of the artwork right here. Like, look at that. Like, yeah,
I mean,
we
we
got
are
we got Chad
using.
Elfman right here. We got the very angry dwarf. We got the Hobbit about to pull something, probably the fancy thing out, and then we got the hot sorceress chick here. Who knows? Number one, that the magic is definitely stored in the boobs, and she has to be as free flowing as possible to let it flow.
It's very important, yeah.
Yes,
Otherwise, the mana, it don't
incredibly,
flow and
incredibly
gets
important.
constricted.
Listen, every Japanese game I see also has the same thing. All the sorceresses and everything have the biggest tits. But no, all jokes aside, no, this is nice. I mean, this looks like a good old classic, like something you get out of, like, Dragon magazine or something.
Yeah, I mean that's basically. I grew up with that stuff. I grew up with like I don't know AD&D, second edition Dungeons and Dragons stuff, and they all it
You
all
failed
had
your
those
deck save against the
illustrations.
arrow trap. You're dead. Make a new character.
Yeah, exactly. And there were all these illustrations, all these paintings. I don't know that I don't know. That's just fantasy for me. I absolutely hate. I mean, we talked about it last time. Like I have, it makes me crazy what they have been doing to like Dungeons and Dragons and to fantasy in general.
The gay beholder.
Yeah, the gay beholder, the gay dwarfs in the coffee shop. It's all just
the Mexa orcs.
It's either that, yeah, the mech orcs. It's either that or it's like this completely overblown, like I don't know, like these huge, like totally overdone armor pieces, and then you have like these giant swords in totally unpractical shapes, and everything is like in all these like colors, and it's just I don't know. Fantasy has just become this like I don't know, like Fortnite-esque, like overdone. I think World of Warcraft.
That's a very good term right there. Yeah, very
honest.
Fortnite-esque. Yeah.
And that's all just retarded, and I hate it, and I want to go back to like actual like classic heroic fantasy.
Yeah, like or like I've even seen, I think on Twitter now, the running theme is everybody to say, "Hey, I use Chat GPT." Like they take something like from any of the new like Concord or any crap like that. I use Chat GPT to make this character attractive, and then people are like, "Oh God, why are you doing this? You all are porn brain." It's like, no, we just like hot chicks. Like, this is normal, okay? Like, you want to know what's porn?
Yeah.
You want to know what's porn brained? I'm gonna tell you what's porn brained. This is porn brained, okay?
Wait,
the hentai stuff on the Nintendo show.
Yeah. That is actual porn brain, absolutely.
Yeah, that's like okay. That's like because listen, I can get the idea of anime. You play golf with anime chicks, okay? I get that, but a number of this is literally, it's a jigsaw puzzle. They're jigsaw. A lot of these are jigsaw puzzles. That's what they do.
More like jiggle saw puzzles.
Lol. I posted some references in the chat also of like the classic artwork that I am talking about, that I grew up with, and that heavily inspired.
Let me see if I can pull this here.
Image 2 is my favorite.
The
warrior chick, yeah.
All right, let me bring up image 2 right here, and I like image 3 myself. Yep, absolutely. Images. Image 4 actually. Somehow I went right past image 3, which is also good. So yeah, let me just go ahead and bring all these up so the people. I gotta show the pictures to the people, Piccolo. So this is image 2.
I got a message for the people, Piccolo. Let me talk to the people.
Here's 4 and here's 3. Yeah. So these kind of things are just really cool,
Yeah, this is kind of what we're going for, what we're inspired by.
Yeah, like Clyde Caldwell. Clyde, you did good work there. See that?
Yeah, Clyde Caldwell is like one of the big classic D&D artists.
Yep.
Right.
But yeah, but that's the thing. So people can go to Patreon and can support you. And this is the part where I start yelling at people because, look, guys, here's the deal. All right. The left wing, quote unquote, the libtard, the retard, groups, they have their whole donor class. They have the institutional backing. they have the backing of where I believe somebody said on our Odyssey feed there. Let me find it right there. Somebody TK here said it's odd how the payment processes are okay with most degenerate pornography, but not some good old fashioned cheese. Not okay, you know. So that's the thing is so these we have all these groups that do do that we go ahead.
Oh.
I have a very sophisticated sense of humor. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all Beavis and Butthead in here, but no. So the thing is that they have their donor class, they have their institutional stuff, and I always say, everybody, vote with your dollar. Like y'all have seen me. I on the Indiegogo. I backed it as best I could. Now I'm broke. I'm broke with like 5 to 7 children. You know. I'm still putting money down where I can. Like the right wing, quote unquote, or normal people, donor class basically is non existent. And we do need to change that, okay? Like I'm sure like if everybody who actually pays attention to these guys all put in 10 to $50, that would be a big improvement, okay? So they can get the games done. Like as he said, and this is why I asked you those pointed questions, is a lot of people say, "Oh, there's a lot of right wing grifters. Like for instance, there's that guy Grums who used to work on what was it, World of Warcraft or something, who still hasn't made a game that he got a whole like GoFundMe to do and stuff like that. There's a lot of these things where these people they either don't make games, or they make really crap games and stuff like that. Also, on the left wing or libertarian, the guy's a furry, pirate software. He made a really crappy game that he hasn't really been working on, that kind of thing. So a lot of people see this stuff as like, oh, these guys are doing this, but they're trying to grift off of stuff. I can clearly see you guys aren't doing that. You put out High Map Defender before, and you put out the Great Rebellion that I showed here. You're putting out these games. You're actually working on it, and you have people who are doing this out of passion, not just to make a buck.
Yeah, if people wanted to make a buck, like that's not the correct place to be. Like they could just
exactly,
work as a regular
not at all. Like you want to make your buck. Here you go. Hentai Golf Picturesque Forest Edition. There's your quick buck. You know, you can put it on Nintendo. Yeah. And I was going through and checking. I thought maybe it's one studio, one company that just has the in with somebody on Nintendo. No, it's different companies just making these stuff. But no, we need to actually support our guys making these games. All right, so everybody, we need to become the donor class, quote unquote, because I mean it's not just they have the rich people, whatever, sending them money. I actually know that because I'm in like Discords and such with different groups, people and whatnot, that there are like the liberals, like literal trains and such like that will just talk casually of how, oh, I'm working at this local business thing or this thing in the local government, and I'm talking with these people, and we're talking about the way that grants get given for different art things in our towns, and we're coming up with shenanigans. That's their words. And shenanigans basically is we're going to work around and determine what government money goes where, to make sure that our kind of stuff goes through, and make sure that the word gets out about the projects that we want to have funded, get out, that kind of deal. We need to be doing the same thing. We need to support the guys making actual stuff. Like I said a million times, I said before when I talked about wanting to begin making our own games and such is, look, you got ideas? This man Roland here, he and his people, they got the hands that are experienced enough to do it. You got ideas? Send them ideas. But what we also we need more donors, and we need more hands. We need more people willing to make things. All right, like you don't have to be the master.
I mean, to be quite honest, like people should really start doing the stuff themselves, because we are very busy at the moment.
Yeah.
Like if you have ideas, I mean, I'm always happy for ideas, but we're probably not gonna have the time to make it.
That's
so we would need more.
Yeah, but throwing ideas out there is always good. But also, people like actually go and make things. Go and make things. Go do things. And if you can't do any of that for whatever reason, support the guys who are making these things. All right, support.
Yeah,
support them.
It's like the main host of another one of the podcasts on the network we're on says, you can just do things.
Yeah, you can. You can just do things. You can just make things.
Actually
just
can.
do it.
You actually can.
Like I could that guy started this podcast because I could just do it. Roland started making games because he could just do it. I mean,
we recently, there is this, I don't know, there's this Sam Hyde clip where he quotes the Hagakure and he reads that passage where it says, something along the lines of, you must become desperate and insane because, common sense will never achieve great things.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we're operating. Like we were choking, like if we were to make like a kind of like a coat of arms for cult games, it would have like desperate and insane as our motto or something.
Yeah. That's the thing though. So I mean, we actually need to work to support our guys. So I'm going to tell everybody, you need to go on to the Patreon. You need to support these guys. You need to wish list the games, buy the games to these things. If you want to complain about how, like, listen, I have made the joke so many times about Dustborn received so much tax money. All these left-wing games, they receive actual grants, but then when it comes time down to actual sales, even the libtards didn't actually support the game that they said for everybody to support. We actually do need to support the games that we tell people to support. Like you want our guys making games, gotta purchase them.
The thing with them is that it's
good, but they are good.
Yeah,
they are good. I have shown they are good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm not gonna.
No, we were trying.
Shut the fuck up.
We're trying our best here.
Sorry, I got a cat who's in. I got a cat who's in heat here.
Okay.
Dang Lynx, get out the freaking window. But yeah, so that's the thing is, we need to actually support them. Like these guys have made good. They made Heimat Defender, which everybody says is really good. I never heard of it until after I started playing the Great Rebellion.
Yeah, it's mostly known in Germany.
Yeah, for controversy. But the thing is that you have these games. They are good. And you're making good games. And clearly you're...
No, that was, of course, the thing. No, we are putting a lot of work in it. And we are very passionate about this stuff. And we're actually serious about it. And we have gone to the point where we actually don't just do this as a hobby, but this is or should become our livelihood. And again, I know it's pretty crazy, and that's probably not what normal people do, because
everybody has the idea of I want to make my passion my job. Like everywhere says
it's very. I mean, it's if you actually do that, I mean, I don't know, depending on what you want to do, but like the thing we chose is certainly probably among the most difficult ones you can possibly choose. But I just think it's worth it. I just would never want to go back to like some completely meaningless job where I don't know, just support the system that essentially hates me, and see my life wasted away. So like that for sure.
Making the things that you enjoy, and again, going back to what we said earlier, culture is expressed through art, and gaming is a form of art form, and in fact, a form of storytelling. Like I can't tell you how many people these days, like, I've gone ahead. I've talked to people who are interested in like the Asatru Folk Assembly, which I'm a member of, and all that. And then they go talking, and some of their only exposure to Nordic myths is the show Vikings on like Netflix or whatever, and the last two God of War games.
It was the quote unquote History Channel.
Yes,
is where Vikings is from.
Okay.
Yeah, no, sure. I mean, most people think that essentially like movies and TV series are reality. Like
as an example of how it's definitely like artistic license, quote unquote, taken. I forget the name of the movie. It was the one about like the first all black starter team, basketball team in America, and in the movie, like it's an all black starter team. What even all black team? Just all black starters. And in the movie, the like everybody, the ref and everybody is like being super racist and mean to the players and all that. But I know actual people who were at that game who said, "Wait a minute, I was there. The only person who got yelled at was the ref because we always gave the ref shit because if it was against your team, it was always a bad call,
Right.
Yeah, but and it wasn't even and they presented it like it was an all black team. It wasn't even an all black team. It was all black starters. So the starting lineup was all black, but it still had white guys on the team. But obviously, artistic license and all that. But people look at that and they see it like, oh, hey, this is in fact historical fact. Or another one, I think it's called A Time to Kill or License to Kill. The movie with Samuel
Oh
Jackson.
yeah, I know the movie. Actually, there's a very good, like, American Krogan had a very good analysis of that movie.
So in that movie,
yeah.
it's the one with Samuel Jackson where he's like, "Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell." Great quote, love it. However, the artistic license with that is in the movie, Samuel Jackson, obviously a black man, his daughter is sexually assaulted by a few white guys, and then he kills them in court and whatnot, and then ends up getting off in the end. Spoiler for this movie that's older than Courier is, but um, you go ahead and the actual historical case that was the inspiration for that, it was a white girl that was assaulted by a few black men, which makes more sense when you consider that this is well back before, well before civil rights was a really big thing. You think a black guy walked into a courthouse, shot two white guys, and got away with it? Like that's obviously never going to happen. But people see that and think that that's 100% historically how it happened.
Yeah, I do remember actually seeing that movie as a kid, and I was, of course, growing up here in Europe, and I had no idea of these things, and I just like, okay, guess that's what happened. That's how it is in America.
That's what happened, and that's like, no, that's not what happened. But that's the thing is that people look at this stuff because video games for the longest time. I remember growing up with the debate of, are video games a valid form of art? Are they a valid form of storytelling? And a lot of the big examples of how that was things like the Hideo Kojima, especially the Metal Gear Solid games, where it was more about telling a story than just about gameplay,
Yeah, but that's I think a mistake that many people make. I also talked about that with some people recently from our circles. It's like video games are a very like specific medium, and it's different from films and movies. But a lot of people in the video game industry have a bit of like, I don't know, a chip on the shoulder or something like that. They feel inferior and they want to be like with the big boys. So they want to what they actually want to do is make movies. But this like cinematic type of game, I think it's a waste of the medium. Essentially, I think you can actually tell a lot of things through gameplay, through game mechanics.
Yeah.
And you should actually, because otherwise you kind of just suck at game design. You should maybe make movies, or maybe you are not good enough to make movies.
Yeah,
so you just make games instead, or something like that.
Yeah, that reminds me of in like Dark Souls, Dark Souls games and such, they do a lot of environmental storytelling where it's not just the thing you found in its item description, but where you found it. That's very important to figure things out.
Yeah, and the way you can present stories in a non-linear way, the way you can present things like in a fragmented way and tell things through environmental storytelling, and have the player actually work towards figuring out things of the story. Like you can't do that in any other medium, and it's I don't know why you would want to waste that just so you have like some cinematic sequences that probably look good on a stream. So it's good for streamers. That's another thing. Like that kind of ruined games that they are tailored towards streaming so much.
Yeah, but
I feel like though you should do a little explaining if you have like ridiculously esoteric lore.
Yeah.
No, of course, sure, that's fine. You can't even have a ton of text in your games. Like that's fine. Nothing wrong per se.
You should have text, because I mess with people all the time about it, where people are like, "Oh, this is a little tough, you gotta do this, and like, what's tough?" Well, I have to read this whole thing. It's like, did you just tell me it's tough because you have to read? Like, dude, right. Listen, I understand educational standards are going down, with every generation. Read, okay. It's like I want to be like Uncle Ruckus in the when he's exercising Sync Meaner, like, read, nigga, read, and he just starts freaking out because he's being made to read a book. I swear that's what it's like. No, read. But so back to what I was saying though. They've come for gaming. The colloquial they, we all know what we're talking about. They're coming for gaming because the next generation of like voters and such like that are they game. They're gamers. That's just it. Okay. A lot of our culture now is being expressed now through games. Okay. Like Hollywood, absolutely going down.
Watch as the authorities come to Roland's house for that they comment. And what's they talking about?
But still,
what? I'm not. I don't know.
He's making a joke.
I don't know what. I what? Anyway, let's.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So all that together, so Hollywood going down the tubes. A lot of times people don't want to read and such like that. And a lot of people just tend to watch streamers now. But so gaming is where a lot of stories are being told and a lot of culture is being made.
Yes.
So they want to. So that's why they're putting like literally millions or billions of taxpayer dollars through various grants and organizations, and we've covered
and other money laundering schemes.
Yeah, well, we've covered on the show that effectively every organization, every studio that gets a grant or whatever, tends to have somebody who's working on the board that gives the grants, and so on and so forth. But I noticed none of them are giving Cult Games here any grants.
Unfortunately not, no.
Yeah, so
if we could have, I mean, what was the game again? Dustborn.
Yeah.
Nobody played that game. It probably still kind of paid off just because they got so many grants. They don't actually need to sell it.
They definitely got more money than it costs to make, and the only people I saw who played it were people who were like, it was the right wing, quote unquote grifters, who were like, oh, let's just look up how bad this is, and that game is like. Literally, the options you can choose in that game as like being the quote unquote good person are the most toxic choices you could make. That the entire time I was looking at it, I had to go through and look at myself, watch it myself, and be like, wait a minute, hold up now. This is the correct option. This is the good option to pick, and this is an extremely toxic relationship you're building there. Like we would not make a game like that because. That would be the joke option. That would be the I want to play through and be an asshole option. But that's the good option in their game.
Yeah,
like,
which tells you a lot about
to your friend.
Those games.
Be a toxic piece of shit to your friends is the good option in that game.
Guys, I'm afraid I have to quickly leave.
Yeah, we're running down on the end of
wrapping it up.
We're running down on the end of what we were trying to do here. So I got a little distracted there with our pontificating and whatnot. You know, me doing the big brain thing. But yeah, so everybody, seriously.
No, good. But I just
Marigold is coming up, so go wish list it. I've already wish listed it right now. Go on to Patreon. Send these men your money. Okay.
Become the donor class if you want cool games that optionally put you in the boner class.
Nice.
I've been hanging on to that one for like 40 minutes.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna clip that. We're gonna clip that. I'm gonna send it to you so you can put it as an actual advertisement. But yeah, no. So nice. Yeah, support these guys. Support these men. Support our guys making games, or else really don't complain. Like I've made the statement before. Vote with your dollar. Okay, vote with your dollar here. They're not asking for a lot, and they're doing plenty more than some places that will ask you to send them thousands of dollars per month can do. So yes, this is your Uncle Ruckus, telling you what to do with your money. Yes, I am telling you to support these men. Go do it now, as I am as well.
All right.
Absolutely, guys, but yeah, it's been good having you on, Roland. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, sorry, I don't want to be like impolite, but I think I have to go. I kind of like.
Yes, I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Go ahead and have a good one.
Child-related thing. Yep. Anyway, thanks for having me. Thanks for everything.
Yeah, my wife actually was the one walking up and saying, "Hey, are you almost done?" Because the kids are getting restless.
Yeah, kind of a similar situation here. So yeah. Anyway. Thanks a lot. It was great being on the podcast, and
appreciate everybody. Go buy their games.
Thanks a lot. Okay, well, have a good one, everyone.
Yep, you have a good one, everybody. Yep. All right, and everybody else, go to Patreon. Okay, patreon.com/KVLT Games. Go there, sign up, support them, and with any money you have left over. Go to buymeacoffee.com/thegameaward, join the Chubbin Circle, or send Courier beer money, because I actually do pay this guy just in exposure, so y'all need to send him money. Outside of that, everybody, as always, game responsibly, vote with your dollar, and make white babies. This is a threat.